I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Okay, so I'm back again, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale, which has just dropped. Let's get into it. Okay, yeah, welcome back everyone. Welcome to the channel. This is AJ, your host here. I've just watched the finale for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I am going to share my thoughts on it with you. Yes, I've been reviewing this series weekly, and I don't know where to start, but I will begin with saying that there are spoilers in this review. Yes, I am going to touch upon things. So if you haven't seen the episode, please go and watch it first. I don't want you moaning at me because I've spoiled it for you. There's your warning there. Done, been, gone. Also, before I carry on, hit the subscribe button. Come and join the channel. I do reviews weekly for things like this, for Star Trek. I do movie reviews, all this sort of stuff, all this plethora of interesting content that you may just find something in there that you like. Anyway, so today's episode, yes, wow. This episode started with your classic Star Wars opening, a small ship being chased by a Star Destroyer, that sort of visual that we've had before at the beginning of many a Star Wars film. And on board this ship are the refugees from the previous episode who got away from Vader, but they're being hunted down. Now, Obi-Wan, he decides that the best way to get these people to freedom is for him to depart the ship, and thus he chooses to do this against Leia's wishes. She doesn't want him to go for obvious reasons, but he knows that if he escapes, that the Vader will follow him rather than the refugees, and this is what happens. And this takes him to this planet, a rocky planet, where he has a showdown with Darth Vader, and boy oh boy does he give Darth Vader a beating. This lightsaber duel is fantastic. It's visceral in the way it's shot. It's very darkly lit, but the glows of the blue and the red of the lightsabers, this just looks fantastic. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, just his strength comes through. He gets the force back, and he gives Darth Vader a pounding. He really does, and it is fantastic. It is fantastic. But he shows some mercy towards the end of this fight, and leaves Anakin alive. But he's hurt. You can tell that Obi-Wan Kenobi is hurt because he has to finally accept that his friend Anakin Skywalker is dead, it no longer exists, this sort of a thing. And this story, it takes up a big chunk of this part of the story takes up a big chunk of the episode, but it's also cut away with the story of the third sister, who's you know, not long before been run through by a lightsaber, and she's got over that pretty damn quick. Yeah, she's like hobbling around now and then going ooh, but she's doing pretty well considering that you know, she had a lightsaber stuck right through her. What can I say to that? I don't know. Now, this is the part of the episode for me where it kind of falls down, because I don't get this character's motivation whatsoever. I really don't. You know, in this episode, she decides to go after Luke, you know, and she starts fighting with Owen and Beru, you know. She's got a lightsaber, they've got laser guns, and she's chasing down Luke to kill him, but she's been, you know, Vader's run her through, the Grand Inquisitor's turned his back on her. I just don't, the character's motivation just doesn't really work for me. I don't think, you know, I think she'd have been better off being killed, I'll be honest with you, but there we go. She has a turnaround of heart towards the end of this chase, catching Luke. She makes him fall off this cliff, she force drags him down, but then, you know, she has some flashbacks to her as a little girl, and she takes Luke home to Owen and Beru, and Obi-Wan kind of sort of forgives her, basically, you know. So that really didn't work. What can I say? There's some fantastic acting in this episode. Still, the young girl plays Leia, really, really good, spot on. I know some people have a problem with Ewan McGregor's performance because he does an Alec Guinness thing, but I think he's really good, and he's made this character of Obi-Wan his own. You know, spot on casting in the prequel trilogies, and he's just come, you know, he's come into his own here. We do get a couple of cameo appearances in this episode, so again, spoilers, so don't listen now if you don't want to know. But we do see the Emperor. Again, fantastic, but that goes without saying. And I was wondering whether we would actually get to see Qui-Gon, whether Qui-Gon would pop up or not. Thankfully, Qui-Gon, he does pop up in the last scene. He's there, and fantastic. You know, Liam Neeson, just fantastic actor that everyone loves. He really is good. And again, to see him as Qui-Gon Jinn, I know we've had him in the animated series and voicing it, but to see him on screen again as Qui-Gon is just brilliant. You know, he's the one character from the prequel trilogy that should never have been killed off. I understand the reasons why he was from the element of the story, but you know, everyone wants to see more of Qui-Gon Jinn, and seriously, if they go into a series 2 of this, please, I want to see that training that Obi-Wan gets from Qui-Gon that prepares him to become a Force ghost. Just fantastic stuff. And I know people say, well, you know, I've read people saying, well, why didn't he pop up a Force ghost then at the end of Jedi, Return of the Jedi? Why would he? Luke never knew him. Luke never knew this character. Also, that's the other bit that didn't really sit well with me, was the Luke meeting Obi-Wan Kenobi, because you don't get this sense of they've met in Star Wars, I believe. It may contradict that somewhat, but overall, that's being me being very finicky. Overall, I mean, last week's episode did let me down somewhat. I did have issues with it. You can go and check the review out for that if you so wish, and the reasons why. But this episode's redeemed itself. This is fantastic. It's edge of your seat stuff. It runs for 51 minutes, including the title sequence at the end. I thought we might be getting something a bit better, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's compact to the time frame that it's allotted and that it's playing within. And I've got to say, I've loved this series. I have. It's had a couple of ups and downs, issues with me, but overall, I think that it is the strongest Star Wars series that we've had. It's certainly the most cinematic, the most visually impressive, in the sense of showing us the Star Wars world and having that world inhabited by loads and loads of people and this sort of thing, background characters, where the other shows have felt a bit stifled in that respect, especially Boba Fett, which has felt like the cheapest of the Star Wars series. But this one is just top notch, and I am going to go and rewatch the whole lot in one sitting. I truly am. So this is AJ. That's my review. And I loved it. I really want to know what you thought of it down below. Whether you agree with me, whether you don't agree with me. Let's have a friendly conversation. I like to see and hear a different opinion. I really do. I'm not one of these people that like, well, you don't like it, so I don't like you. Get out of here. You know, I welcome the different opinion, having them discussions, so that maybe it can open my eyes to what you see it and what the faults you see with it and this sort of a thing. So come over, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and fantastic. Just, I'm blown away. And before I do that second rewatch of the whole series, I will watch this episode again individually first later today. This is AJ. Thanks again for watching. It's been a journey over the past 5 weeks, but wow, what a journey it's been, and I've loved 90% of it. See you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.